Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. If you've looked at any of my videos and read any of my blog posts or looked around at Hypnosis Health Info, you probably know that I'm very passionate about weight loss and ending obesity, and particularly childhood obesity in this country. And as you know, I used to weigh 110 pounds more than I do now, and thanks to hypnosis and healthy eating and exercise, was able to take the weight off about 14, almost 15 years ago, and have kept it off ever since, and wrote my book, Becoming Slender for Life. And I think it was the July 28th blog post, I used a video of Dr. John McDougall, and where he talked about health and eating, and that overall Americans simply don't care. They don't care enough to eat healthy and lose weight. And I just spent the weekend with family in Colorado, and watched and observed of how my family of origin, of how people eat and how I grew up eating, and sat there and watched them with the amount of fat that they put into their food, and how few vegetables and fruit they eat, and a lot of processed food, and they have diseases of diabetes and a lot of physical ailments, and where going for a walk of a block or more was almost impossible. It was like you got to take the car to walk a block, and that really saddened me. And yet I also listened to them as they talked about health costs and health insurance, and our nation is very much involved in a ongoing discussion about a health program and what's the right way to go. And a couple of reports that have come out in the last few days, actually both on Monday, July 27th, talked about how obesity is not just dangerous, it's also expensive. New research shows medical spending averages $1,400 more a year for an obese person than someone who's normal weight. Now, often people get concerned about, well, what does Slender for Life cost? What would it cost to do the program? And without a no charge and no obligation consultation, I can't really answer that question because I don't have enough facts to provide that information of what I would recommend and what the total cost would be. But I can tell you that most clients report back to me that the money they save on food costs alone more than pay for the weight release. And then on top of that comes the reduced medical expenditures, and often people don't spend as much as $1,400. They sometimes do, but $1,400 just in medical costs, that's not counting the food costs, the food savings. And when you're eating vegetables and whole grains and fruit, food that is from your garden or from the produce, it's a whole lot cheaper than buying processed foods out of fast food places and eating the very expensive, high-fat processed foods in grocery stores. And overall obesity, according to this report, obesity-related health spending reaches $147 billion, double what it was nearly a decade ago, says a study published Monday by the journal Health Affairs. And it's not because of stomach stapling causing the extra bills. It's instead reflecting the cost of treating things like diabetes, heart disease, and other ailments that are far more common in being overweight. And folks, these diseases are preventable. They wouldn't have to occur overall if people didn't eat the way they eat. And they can be certainly reduced, if not even eliminated, by changing the way you're eating. In fact, I just had a woman that left my office a few minutes ago that was so excited because she came in and started Slender for Life and was overweight and had diabetes, and she just had her blood sugar levels, and they're dropping. They're coming down within normal levels, and they significantly reduced her medications, and said that if she continues this way and maintains this way, they're going to take her off all her medications because she changed the way that she's eating. And she was just thrilled with already the reduction in healthcare costs. Obesity-related conditions now account for 9.1% of all medical spending, which is up 6.5% from a 1998 study. And the problem is that we're bankrupting our country because of fat, because of obesity, because of being overweight. And also on Monday, the Center for Disease Control put out an idea. The CDC director supports taxing sugary drinks, things like Coke and beverages like that. They're talking about putting a penny per ounce tax, and the U.S. government would take in $100 billion to $200 billion over the next decade. And the average person in America is 23 pounds overweight. They're consuming 250 more calories per day than they did a decade ago. And of that, 120 of those calories are from soda and other sugar-sweetened drinks. We just can't continue eating this way. We can't continue drinking the beverages that we've been drinking, and eating the high-fat and high-sugar processed foods. We can't eat the high-calorie, rich American diet. It is simply killing us. And there's a real easy solution, and it's eating root vegetables. It's eating vegetables off the plants and fruits out of the tree, and it's eating the produce section of the grocery store. It's taking the time to plan ahead and prepare real food, real meals. And folks, I live a very busy life. I work lots of hours, I'm gone a lot, I travel a lot, and yet we still find time to prepare healthy meals or figure out ways to get healthy meals from grocery stores and from restaurants. You really can do it. It's really very doable, but you got to want to. It's got to be a priority in your life, as well as making exercise a priority of your life. And here in Bainbridge Island, had a great, just marvelous thing happen this morning. It rarely happens. At 5:30 this morning, when we got on our bikes to go for a bike ride, it was 66 degrees. Which means we rode with sleeveless jerseys and shorts and fingerless gloves, which just never happens here. Usually we put on winter wear at that time of morning. It's usually noon or later before it's warm enough to wear that type of clothing. And it was just an absolutely glorious ride. And the guy that I was riding with, we were comparing notes of our physical nature at our age and the things that we're able to do that friends and other family members can't do, and just about how the exercise portion also promotes healthy eating. It's a complete package, and here at Slender for Life, in my book Becoming Slender for Life, I offer you the tools and the resources so that you can change your thoughts, you can change your emotions, you can let go of the notion that you gotta have the high-fat, high-sugar, high-calorie, decadent meals. Those are the meals of kings and queens. Those are special meals. And kings and queens of old died of the diseases of obesity, and that's what we're doing today, is dying of the diseases of obesity. But you don't have to. I'm proof of it. Many of my clients are proof of it. You can change the way you're eating and be healthy. So take a look around here at Hypnosis Health Info at all the resources that would support you in taking the weight off, and most importantly, keeping it off. It's not about a diet or just getting down to your goal weight and putting it back on. It truly is about becoming Slender for Life. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.